This is Renelle, and welcome to Quality Hang with Rod Brooks and friends. And here he is now, your host, my main man, Rod Brooks.
Thank you very much, Renelle. I am Rod Brooks, and welcome everyone to Quality Hang. As always, I'm joined on this broadcasting adventure by my friend, my partner in crime, the co-host of Quality Hang. He is Marcus Osborne. What up, dog? How you doing?
What's good, man?
We got something special for the people tonight.
Yeah, it's a great day here on the Quality Hang because, especially for you folks who are of the unmelanated persuasion, you're about to get a first-hand experience of seeing a black man get his hair cut. I got my barber here, Chazzy Chaz. Say what's up, Chaz?
What it do, y'all? What it do, y'all?
Now, see, this is how Marcus rolls, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Us normies, right? We go out to get our hair cut. All right. You make an appointment, or you just go to the barbershop and you ask the age-old question, how many heads you got in front of me?
Yeah,
and then you sit and you wait. But that's for us normies, which I am putting myself in that group. Marcus don't roll like that. He has his man come to his crib, come to his dojo, and give him that fresh cut. And that's what you're going to experience tonight on Quality Hang. That's why we're starting the show early. Because we're not gonna wait till we're not gonna wait until 8 o'clock to drop this goodness on the people.
We're gonna do a show. It's about sports and conspiracy theories.
It's all going down tonight. If you ever wanted to go down the rabbit hole of barbershop conspiracy theories without actually going to a barbershop, well, tonight is your night. The barbershop is coming to you. So I'm gonna guess, even though the podcasting space is a very crowded space, I'm going to guess that this is the first time someone has done a podcast where
we don't do it like nobody else.
The host is getting a haircut. I have no idea why this is just tickling me on just a molecular level. But
dude, ain't nobody else doing this. This only comes us.
Ain't nobody else doing it. And if you see somebody else doing it after we do it tonight, that means that they're biting our style and they are true sucker MCs. And we need to get back to the point here in the United States of America where biting styles and being a sucker MC is something that is not only frowned on, but is something that should be drummed out of society altogether. All right, we're going to get this bad boy started in earnest. But before we do that, as always, we like to thank our presenting sponsor, the fine folks at Hop Monk Taverns. 3 locations to choose from: Sonoma, Sebastopol, and in Novato. And at all 3 locations, they all do the same great, fantastic things. Great food from a wildly diverse menu, a craft beer selection that is absolutely out of this world. And as far as live entertainment goes, to me, they do it better than anybody else here in the Bay Area, because at all 3 Hop Monk locations, it's so diverse. You'll get touring acts from around the country that will make the Hop Monk Taverns one of their stops as they crisscross this great country. But for me, it's a great place for local artists to see and be seen. So to see what they have coming up live entertainment-wise, check them out online at hopmonk.com, or better yet, follow them on the socials. Even better than that, make sure you check them out in Novato, in Sebastopol, and in
you might even see my man Chazzy performing there one day. He rap on the side, so we got it all.
I mean, listen, the barber rapper pipeline is strong. Okay, that's been tight like nuts and bolts since forever. Since forever. Since
if you like Lil Russell, you like my man Chazzy. He sound dead on him.
I like it.
I like it.
I'm sorry. I'm just gonna break out into giggling laughter every time I look at the screen. But Marcus is getting a fresh cut on the podcast, and we absolutely approve. Before we get into barbershop conspiracy theories. Let's start with the sports news of the day. And of course, that is NFL free agency. The legal tampering period started at 9:00 today. And for Niner fans, they were like, okay, what are the Niners going to do? Are they going to get some help on the defensive line? Or are they going to have to get some help on the offensive line because of an unhappy Trent Williams? And we will get to that. Well, the first couple of hours of free agency, it was the Raiders, who we'll get to in a second, and the Tennessee Titans, who were making a lot of moves. But then the Niners made a move, Marcus, that made a whole lot of sense for them. Came at the absolute right price. The Niners need some help at the wide receiver position. Specifically, they need some help at the X receiver position, the boundary receiver position, and they got one of the best in the business. The Niners picking up Mike Evans from Galveston, Texas, spent his entire, possibly soon-to-be Hall of Fame career with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where in his 13 seasons, with the exception of last year, Mike Evans only played one season where he played fewer than 14 games. And in all of those seasons, including the one where he only played 13 games, he had 1,000 yards in each of those seasons. Mike Evans only played 8 games last year due to a hamstring injury and a broken collarbone. Had 30 catches and 3 touchdowns. He had a big game, Mike Evans did, against the Falcons, where he had double-digit catches, and he had almost 150 yards. But Mike Evans, even though he has been around for a long, long time, Marcus, he's big, he's strong, he's an excellent route runner. He is always available, with the exception of this season, or this recently completed season. He's an absolute pro. He's everything that the Niners needed. He's a stud. The only bad thing about Mike Evans, Marcus, is that he's an Aggie, is that he went to Texas A&M University. Other than that, you can't get me to say nothing bad about Mike Evans. You can't get me to say nothing bad about this signing, because not only did they get a very good receiver, they also got him, Marcus, for $16 million.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Yeah, I like Mike Evans, and I like him at that price. He's one of those, kind of reminds me of a lightweight Megatron guy. You can go up and get it, not super fast, not super explosive, but ain't nobody out jumping him.
You see it right there in that highlight we just showed. Yeah. He is going to be hell in the red zone, and he's a guy that demands a double team. You got to have a safety looking at him. You got to have a safety paying attention to him. And not only does that help everybody else in the pass game as far as receivers are concerned, that also helps the Niners in a run game, because that means that safety is not cheating down to stop the Niners ground game. So, yeah, you're 100% right, man. What he does at his size and his strength, and as long as he's done it, as long as he's healthy, and he's been healthy the overwhelming majority of his career, with the exception of this recently completed season, Mike Evans makes you a much better offensive football team.
Yeah, Brock Purdy has not had a weapon like this at all. All of his receivers have kind of been, on the possession receiver end. And I would actually classify Mike Evans as more of a possession receiver, but he's a dude who's going to possess it down the field.
Yeah.
He ain't going to outrun a bunch of folks, but you ain't out jumping for that jump ball, which is something that Brock Purdy can. You think he's going to be heaving some balls up now? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're 100% correct about that. So, yeah, man, $16 million. It's a 3-year contract worth $42 million. But really, it's just a series, as it stands right now, a series of 1-year deals for a little bit over $16 million. So for the Niners, there was this idea, and I wanted this as well, for them to get younger and cheaper. I didn't think that they'd be able to get Mike Evans for less than $20 million. To get him for 16 and change tells you that Mike Evans wanted 2 things. He didn't want to stay in Tampa, and he definitely wanted to play for Kyle Shanahan in that offense and have Brock Purdy throwing in the football.
Yeah, it is kind of weird that he would decide to leave Tampa Bay after all these years. It's odd. I wonder if there's something else going on with the team. Maybe they just don't want to pay him. $16 million does not seem like a lot for Tampa Bay to have to fork over. And so I feel like Mike is like, you know what? I got 1 or 2 more years left in me. Let me go to a team where it's got a great quarterback, great system, great fans. Let me go out there and see what I can get done and see if I can get one more ring before I sit down.
I mean, listen, man, he leaves Tampa, which he's going to be known, he's going to be associated with until the end of time, no matter what happens with the Niners. Mike Evans is always going to be thought of as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, but let's keep it a buck. He leaves Florida, where you don't have to pay any state income taxes, to come to California, where you do have to pay more in taxes because it's much, much cooler out here. And he takes a pay cut because you can't tell me that Mike Evans wouldn't have gotten more than $17 million on the open market. I refuse to believe that. So this is one of those situations where, to me, I don't know if he had any issues with how things are currently being run, Mike Evans, in Tampa Bay. But it definitely tells you that he wanted to play for Kyle Shanahan in Kyle Shanahan's offense and play with a quarterback like Brock Purdy.
Absolutely, and hopefully it rewards him. And he's not young, so obviously that's a concern.
Yeah, he's going to be 30. He will be 33 in August, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, and he's got some hard yards on him too. But he's not young, and hopefully he can get through the season. Hopefully he can get through the season without being injured, because unless he gets that 49er curse.
Unless the substation gets him. Is that what you're saying?
Yanks the Phillies in the third game of the season. But good luck to him. I like him as a guy. And I don't know him personally, but from what I see of him and when I hear him speak, I like the dude. Although I will say, everybody's saying he's a future Hall of Famer. I'm not necessarily giving him that, but
I see here's why I say that, because the numbers he's put up over the course of his career have been good numbers, and it's hard for wide receivers to get into the Hall of Fame, obviously. But if he finishes out the last few years of his career with a couple, 3 more 1,000-yard seasons, and the Niners have a run or 2 deep in the playoffs, and they win or play in a Super Bowl, I think he will get Mike Evans much more consideration. Just pointing out sort of those hypothetical milestones that he would have to get to here in his new tenure with the Niners. I think if he does that, he will get. I think he's on that list of guys where you go, oh, hey, is he a Hall of Famer? If he has a good end of his career with the Niners, I think that those qualifications are definitely going to get polished a little bit more.
Well, this was his 13th year. He's played 13 years.
This will be his 14th season upcoming. Yes.
Yeah. So he's got to be at like 14,000 yards or somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Think about that, dude. Jerry Rice has 22,000 yards. Dude has been playing 14 years.
You think Mike will get the record? Nah, probably not.
That's insane.
That is one of those. It's you could do this in basketball with Wilt Chamberlain and LeBron, Wilt and or LeBron. Elgin Baylor is another guy you could do that with. In baseball, the obvious guys, Babe Ruth and Hank Aaron and a handful of others. You can talk about a guy having a great career. Yeah. And then you'll look at a stat from Jerry Rice, or you'll look at a stat from Hank Aaron, or you'll look at a stat from Wilt Chamberlain or LeBron James and go, yeah, that guy had a great career. He's not going to get anywhere close to what the
not even close. Not even close. This is why people I don't understand folks who talk about Jerry Rice is not the greatest receiver of all time.
Well,
it's just silliness. The dude has 22,000 receiving yards.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we've talked about this before. There are enough people out there who have opinions about sports who have not seen Jerry Rice play. Yeah, we saw him play. All right. We saw him play, not just on television. We saw him play in person, and we saw the league at that time. So not only do we know how good Jerry Rice was, we know how the game was different when Jerry Rice was out there putting up crazy numbers. What, he led the league in touchdowns one year in a strike season. Well, he only had 12 games.
Yes.
And there are people who didn't see that, don't know it, and then don't understand that context. They will just have absolutely no idea as to how good he was.
I literally have folks telling me that the 49ers didn't play, that Jerry Rice didn't face any great corners and great athletes. Like, what? Rod Woodson? Deion Sanders?
That's the kind of stuff where in the right kind of barbershop, that should get you thrown out of that barbershop, right? If anybody comes in the barbershop, and I don't care where on the planet this barbershop is, right?
Yeah.
I don't care if that barbershop is in East Oakland or if it's in East Bumfuck. If somebody comes and say, well, Jerry Rice didn't play against nobody, then that's person
crazy.
Needs to be thrown out of the barbershop like Uncle Phil used to do Jazzy Jeff on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Like that, you should just see that person flying out of the barbershop because that's the craziest thing anybody has ever said.
It's insane, dude. It's insane.
Absolutely.
Harold Green. What?
Come on, man.
Let me just say this. I think it's easier to rack up receiving yards now than it was when Jerry was playing.
Oh, sure. Yeah. But here's the problem. Ain't nobody going to play as long as Jerry did.
Yep.
You're never going to see a wide receiver play into their 40s. Mm-hmm. And so not only do you have to play at a high level near the end of your career, you have to have held up long enough and have gotten your body into shape enough to where you can play in your late 30s and early 40s. Yep. There's just, because you can make so much money, and I don't fault guys for this, because you can make so much money, guys don't have that love of the game like that to want to play in their late 30s and in early 40s. So, yeah, the ability to break that record is there just because the game is played differently with there being more space and receivers.
More games in the season.
More games, and receivers can freely go over the middle. And obviously the way football is played from an offensive standpoint leads to more passing and obviously more receivers getting involved. But ain't nobody going to play till they're 42 years old. No. And even if they did play till they're 42 years old, are they going to be are they going to go to the Pro Bowl at 40-some odd years old? No, absolutely not going to happen. Absolutely not going to happen. So Niners get Mike Evans on a very team-friendly deal, $16 million a year.
Sweet.
And, that is an all-around good deal for the Niners. But Niner fans still, Marcus got a little trepidation here because they're a little worried about the Trent Williams situation.
I'm going to bring that up.
Yeah, man. Trent Williams, according to reports, Trent Williams wants more money.
Of course he does.
He wants more upfront guaranteed money. He's in the last year of a 3-year deal that the Niners will have to pay him $32 million if he plays this entire season. He's going to get $10 million in a signing bonus in the next few weeks. And then if he plays the entire season, he will get the remainder of that contract. Trent Williams, who, by the way, his play has not dropped. Okay, it took him a couple of games to get in shape, but once Trent Williams got in shape, Trent Williams proved not only to be one of the best tackles in football, he proved to be just as important to the Niner offense as Brock Purdy, as Christian McCaffrey, as George Kittle. And I think you can make a case that as important as all of those guys are, particularly Brock Purdy, playing a very important quarterback position, Trent Williams is the guy that makes that offense go. And Trent still playing at a high level kind of has the Niners here in a pickle because you need him. You absolutely need him. You're not a better football team without him, and they can decide to pay him. But they're sort of walking this razor's edge here where they don't necessarily have a succession plan in place for no Trent Williams. You're never going to be able to replace him. But if all of a sudden Trent just decides to play the last year of this deal and walk away, or if Trent Williams, knock on wood, this does not happen, if Trent Williams gets hurt, the Niners don't necessarily have themselves a good situation at that very important left tackle spot. So Trent Williams kind of has a leverage in this situation. The Niners need his services, and the Niners can pay him, in my estimation. And I think the Mike Evans signing sort of tells you where the Niners are going to go with this. Bringing Mike Evans in, even if it's friendly deal at $16 million a year, what that tells me is that the Niners are in, we got to win, and we got to win right now. I don't think you get Mike Evans and go, well, now we're not going to keep Trent Williams. We'll trade him for they got him for a third and a fifth round pick.
Yep.
If somebody wants to dangle a one at the Niners, you definitely think about it. I don't think that's going to happen. If somebody starts to dangle a nice second round pick at the Niners, something you need to think about. I don't think it's going to happen. So to me, getting beyond that, and you start talking about third, fourth, and fifth round picks, I'd just rather pay Trent Williams a little bit more, give him some more guaranteed money, and then finish out this season, or maybe get a 1 year 1-and-1 for the next couple of years, and then get that left tackle succession plan in place. But to me, I don't see him being traded. I don't see Trent Williams, of course, not playing this season and not taking the money. And to me, it would be in the Niners' best interest, and it makes their football team a lot better if you have Trent Williams protecting Brock Purdy, which makes your football team better.
Listen, this dude is the ultimate businessman. And here's the thing: the 49ers had to know this was coming because he does this every single year. So they had to know it was coming, and hopefully they were prepared for it. Much better prepared for it the last couple of times it's happened. But they got to have the dude. I mean, you want to make your quarterback's life as easy as possible. You got your new toy, Mike Evans. You want to make sure all that stuff is in place. Trent is getting his money one way or another.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I don't think he's bluffing about leaving. Like I think if somebody offers him the money, he'd be up out.
Well, but the thing is that it's the last year of the deal. He's not going to walk away from $30-some-odd million. He's not going to do that. He's not going to hold out and not play the season and not get that money. What he's trying to do is get a couple of more years and get more guaranteed money. And that's why I'm saying, to me, you add another year to the end of this contract where he's finishing out the third year of this 3-year deal. You add another year. You give him a boatload of guaranteed money. This is not necessarily even a salary cap situation. The Niners are fine with the salary cap, and they know how to manage the salary cap. It's just a matter of whether they want to pay money to a guy who's still playing at a high level, but he's closer to the end of his career than the beginning. And he knows the Niners don't have anything better behind him at left tackle, and the Niners know they don't have anything close to him as far as left tackle. So he's got the leverage, and he is, as you mentioned, he's a businessman. I don't fault him for what he's doing at all. So to me, for the Niners, it only makes sense to, all right, we want him here this year. So just give him one more year, throw a handful of guaranteed money at him, and play it out this year, play it out next year, and then hopefully whatever their plan is for life without Trent Williams is coming a little bit more into focus when you start to get to 2028.
I'm just hoping that they've had these conversations before now, and that tells me that they have. I think Trent and I think the 49ers have been through this enough times to know that this is a high probability of happening. I definitely could see Trent sit down and go, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and wait until I get this money.
Yeah. Like I said, he ain't giving up $30-something million. He's not giving up 30. He's not going to sit out and give up $30-something million. And
I can see him sitting out. I can see, what do they call it? The hold in. I can see him pulling that number.
Yeah. But he's going to play football this year.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be for the Niners. I'd be very surprised if they traded him. As someone who's partial to the Houston Texans, Texans want to call the Niners and see what is, see what's bad about it. Okay, first round pick. Nah, I can't do that. You wouldn't give
up a first round pick for Trent?
Nah, because how much longer is he going to play?
I mean, what is he? 36?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
I mean, he might have. He might have 3 more good years in him.
Man, that first round pick, if you do it right, you got somebody who's on a team friendly contract for 3 to 4 years.
What would they be drafting? That's my question. What are you using that pick for?
You know what? You're kind of starting to sway me. First is a lot, though. Ooh,
it is, dude, but
it's a lot.
We're not talking about just any old body. And that line Houston has could use a little help.
No, you ain't.
And if
you ain't bullshitting, my friend.
If the pick is Trent Williams, if it's a first round pick for Trent Williams for the Texans situation, not necessarily everybody else, but the Texans situation.
But here's the problem though. Here's the problem. You trade that pick, that means you're gonna have to renegotiate a contract with him. And how much is that going to cost you? I don't. Sure. I don't. As good as he is, I don't know for the Texans if the juice is really worth the squeeze in that regard. For the Niners, another couple of years of Trent Williams, where you throw tens of millions of dollars at him, guaranteed money, which is all he wants. That's all anybody wants, is the guaranteed money. That's why the signing bonuses are so important here in free agency. You throw some more guaranteed money at Trent for these next couple of years, maybe 3 years. I think that's a situation that makes the most sense for both parties and both parties involved. So I don't know. We shall see. But this idea that the Niners are looking to move on from Trent Williams, they might be open to trading him for the right price, for the right draft picks and the right amount of draft picks. But this idea that they are looking to move on from him because Trent Williams would like more guaranteed money. No, that is absolutely not the case. Today was, really, this all started on Friday. It's been, Marcus, it's been real weird because your Oakland Raiders are operating like a competent, your Oakland, Las Vegas Raiders are operating like a competent organization. They trade Max Crosby to the Ravens for a couple of first-round picks, and then the Raiders throw some change around here in free agency today.
And so, what was interesting to me, because I knew from the start that the Raiders had a bunch of salary cap space.
Yes.
A bunch of salary cap space. So
money they have to spend. Literally, they have to spend it.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, are they going to do the usual Raider shit and just, overpay a bunch of scrubs? No, these dudes went out there, and it looks like they were very thoughtful. I think it's interesting that every single one of these guys got 3-year deals. Mm-hmm. All these dudes got 3-year deals, so that's pretty smart, because that means you're going to have a bunch of salary cap space in 3 years. Maybe you can go for a big name and get somebody in there. But I really like the way that they're pulling this thing together. It does feel like a competent NFL professional football franchise.
They spent a lot of money, particularly on Tyler Linderbaum, but he is best center in the NFL. It makes a lot of sense because not only have the Raiders spent draft capital on the offensive line, which is not very good last year, but that seemed to be more of a coaching situation than anything else. Number one pick, more than likely, is going to be Fernando Mendoza. Makes sense to have the guy he's going to be the closest with on that offensive line. His hands are literally going to be under his rear end more often than not. You want to make sure that position is filled by someone who is very, very good. And if that means you have to wildly reset the center free agent market, then that's just the cost of doing business. If you're the Raiders, because they gave that dude $81 million. I ain't saying he's worth it. I ain't pocket watching, but the fact that a center got 3 years, $81 million, and I want to say it was like 50, 60 some odd guaranteed. I forget exactly. That is a wild thing to see happen in real time.
Yeah, and I'm not even mad at it. And the other thing that's notable is they picked up a couple of linebackers, which I was wondering if they would do this, but it does seem like they're trying to move towards a 3-4 defense.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, they haven't had a 3-4 defense in decades. I can't tell you the last time I saw the Raiders with 3. It's probably got to be like the 90s, dude, or even the 80s. Yeah. They have not used a 3-4 defense. So this is going to be really interesting.
And the two linebackers,
and I understand going to the 3-4 as well.
Yeah. And the linebackers that they picked up, Walker and Dean, a couple of Georgia guys, and I take no great pleasure in saying this, but you got to keep it a buck. You can't go wrong with Georgia football players. Now you don't want to let them in a car, but you cannot go wrong with Georgia defensive players. That was a cheap shot, but hey, man.
But fair.
Look it up. Yeah.
I'm not sure about this receiver, so that'll be interesting. I'm not sure about this guy.
Oh no, Naylor, he can play. Yeah, he could play for sure.
Is he good though?
For sure. It's in the eye of the beholder. He's not a scrub. Let's put it that way. Jalen
Yeah,
Nailor could play.
I
He could play.
definitely feel like the Raiders need, and maybe they'll draft somebody who they expect to become that, but
He could
they've
play.
got to have a dominant receiver.
He could play. For those of you who are just joining us here on Quality Hang, you wonder, wait a minute, you guys normally start at 8 o'clock. Why'd you guys start so early? As you can see, this is a very special edition of Quality Hang, and I just felt like we had to get it started because as you can see, you know what? I'm just going to put Marcus fully on the screen. I'm going to take myself out here. Marcus is getting a haircut live on air. We got no, that's just me. Hang on. I tell you what, I'm going to lay out, and I'm just going to let the folks see Marcus get a haircut. Marcus, introduce the folks to the man making you look good.
This is Chaz. Chaz is the beast, man. He's a beast with these clippers. There we go. And he's the MC. This is my when I moved back to the Bay, I was struggling to find a barber. And I went to a few people. I found this cat in San Leandro, California. I'm like, I'm never leaving him. He's like a lover. I'm never leaving him.
Hey, listen, man. He's just going to that full screen. Got you looking tight, my brother. He's got you looking.
He gonna do it. He gonna do it.
Got you looking good. He's got
and
you.
You know how
good.
it is. You know. You a brother. You know how it is to find your barber.
Do I know? First and foremost, I need to go see my man Tino in San Rafael at Barber's Garage. Shout out to the homie Tino. And I've been down with Tino since. Ooh, let me think about it here. 2006.
Dude, that's longer than people been married.
2006, yeah,
that's
man.
older than people's kids.
Yeah, man. Listen,
for
brothers, your barber, that's a tight relationship.
It's a tight relationship. It's an important one. What'd you say, Chaz?
Ladies will never understand.
No, they won't ever understand.
I didn't hear. What did he say?
He said they won't ever understand that.
No. You can't let everybody touch your head. I mean, that's all it boils down to. You can't let everybody touch your head.
People don't really understand the black barbershop culture.
Nope.
And
Nope.
I know they've heard the rumors and the myths and the stories, but you got to go in there and it's not a place for the faint of heart.
No.
You can't be weak when you step in there. You got to be ready to go on all issues. And motherfuckers don't even be knowing about nothing and still be talking about it.
Because you have an opinion and you better be able to back it up.
Yep.
That's what it boils down to. Now, are you backing it up with facts or are you backing it up with made up facts?
Yeah.
Listen,
both,
that's the beauty of the barbershop. But if you go say something, you better be able to stand your ground. But yeah, that's the barbershop, man. That's where important and not so important matters get discussed. There's a commerce element to the barbershop. Not only are you paying for the cut, but you might go to the barbershop and walk out of there with what used to be walk out of there with tapes and CDs and DVDs. We don't do that no more. Steaks, clothing, shoes,
jewelry,
animals. Have I seen puppies get bought at barbershops? Absolutely. I've seen reptiles get purchased at barbershops. I've seen gambling go down at bar. I've seen
you would never see gambling go down
at barbershops.
I mean, I don't see this much anymore, but when I was a kid, I go to the barbershop. Dudes was playing dice over in the corner.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Straight up.
I mean, yeah, listen, if you go to a barbershop and there is not a hot dice game going on, you're probably not you out of Supercuts. That's right. So, yeah. Oh, we love the barbershops, but listen, everybody ain't got it like you, Marcus, where you have your man come to your crib. Some of us still got to go to the barbershop.
Well, he left his original shop. I'm like, dude, I can't lose you. It's like a Notebook, like the movie The Notebook. I can't lose you.
Oh man, a man and his barber. That relationship is an absolutely Beautiful thing. Real quick Warriors update. We'll get to them when they're done with this game in Utah. Warriors trying to finish out 3-game road trip on the good foot. 106-103. Utah's on top of the Warriors with about 4 minutes and change left to go in that game. No Al Horford, no Kristaps Porzingis. Porzingis played his second game with the Warriors this past weekend in a close loss against Oklahoma City. Those guys will be back in action when the Warriors get back to the Bay and get back in action, although also Will Richard did not play tonight. So we'll keep you updated as to what's happening with this Warrior game. Again, down 3, trying to go home with a winning record on this 3-game road trip. 4:34 left in the game at Utah, 106. The Warriors 103. Remember a few weeks ago, actually it was last week, we told you about promotion that the Atlanta Hawks were doing and celebrating the cultural institution in Atlanta known as Magic City. Had a whole big thing happen, and they had the Magic City hoodies that were available for pre-order if you bought tickets to that game. They were going to have T.I. Perform a concert. I don't know if it's before the game or at halftime, but T.I., obviously, Atlanta legend, was going to perform a concert, and they were going to serve some of Magic City's famous lemon pepper wings. They weren't going to have any of what Magic City is really known for, any of the adult dancers, any of the ladies. They were not going to be dancing in the aisles or dancing on the court. But once this promotion was announced, a lot of people looked at it as, well, that's the most Atlanta shit of all time. Also, a lot of people looked at it as, ultimately, it's not that big of a deal, but it is kind of trashy. And then there were some people who were saying, nah, this is a bad idea. Well, there was enough hubbub to where the NBA got in front of it and said, nah, no Magic City night for the Atlanta Hawks. Adam Silver issued the following statement today, and I'll just read it for folks who are engaging in the audio version only of Quality Hang tonight. We became aware of the Hawks scheduled promotion. We reached out to the Hawks leadership to better understand their plans and rationale, a.k.a. y'all ain't gonna have no scrippers on the court, are you? Silver continued, while we appreciate the team's perspective and the desire to move forward, we have heard significant concerns from a broad array of league stakeholders, including fans, partners, and employees. I, Adam Silver, believe that canceling this promotion is the right decision for the broader NBA community. A lot of people are reacting to this in a couple of ways, like, whatever, that sounds about right. Or they don't understand that this is a big deal for the city of Atlanta. Ultimately, I'm in the camp of, I don't really give a shit. I don't think it's that big of a deal. But I also don't think you can just really look past the fact that while you're not going to have any actual dancers out there, Magic City is still a strip club.
Yeah.
And it's kind of trashy to be associated with it, quite frankly.
I'm kind of with the commissioner on this one. I mean, as a guy, as just in general, I don't care. I'm like, let's go for it. But if it's my business, I might have to think twice about, okay, maybe. If I'm trying to push this whole global, type of thing, I guess I probably would go, okay, maybe we don't need to do this one. Maybe.
Yep. So, no Magic City night in Atlanta.
Disappointed. I ain't gonna lie. I'm disappointed. I really want to see how this went.
But yeah, it was the most Atlanta shit of all time. Like, of course, the only city in the United States of America that would have its basketball team partner with the strip club. The only city where that would be Atlanta. No one else would do that. No.
The real shock here is what took them so long to come up with this. Like, they've had a decade of opportunity to do this.
Well, Magic City is so mainstream now because really for the longest time it was just an Atlanta thing. But now, because of really it's hip hop. We talked about this when we first talked about this story last week. Is that hip hop with music being broken in the strip clubs in Atlanta and sort of the hip hop zeitgeist figuring out that if you can make something that bangs in the strip club, that will be something that will be marketed to the masses. You know, once that started to be a thing in hip hop, more people became aware of Magic City and those clubs and those environments that are similar to Magic City. So I would think 10, 15, definitely 20 years ago, if you've been to Atlanta and you've been to Magic City, you knew Magic City. If you'd never been to Atlanta, probably had no idea what Magic City was. You could probably hazard a guess, but you had no idea truly what Magic City was. But now, because it has gone mainstream, mainly due to hip hop's influence, there are more people who know about it now. And so while it is now, I guess, more mainstream, the connotation is there. And I've seen a lot of people bring up, well, you know, the NBA is in bed with alcohol companies and obviously in bed with gambling. You know, everybody is obviously. Yeah. You know, why is Magic City? Why is sex work, in essence? Why is that being looked upon as something that's bad? I'm like, I kind of get what you're saying, but also, what are you saying? It's a strip club, dog. And they're like, no, it's a cultural institution. It's about the wings and it's about the really. Yeah. So if you took away the stripping, people would go to Magic City for the food. Get out of here. Come on, man. Come on, dog.
That's the equivalent of I read Playboy for the articles. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Perfect. I don't even need to add anything else to that because that was.
Well, you see what your boy KFC 821 said.
Lay it on me.
Speaking of talent on stage, I was in Houston for the Texans and 49ers game last October, and the city of Houston represented with some grade A talent.
I mean,
your hometown is doing it right.
Well, do you know that Houston is now the hot spring break spot?
What?
Yeah.
When did this start?
Yeah, man. It's just been happening now over the last 5 years. Yeah, man. People going to Houston. It's cheaper. It's a little bit friendlier than going to Miami. It's the spring break spot. And yeah, man.
Be the new Freaknik?
There's some. It's not necessarily on the Freaknik tip. But you know, people go down there and have a good time, and there is a very robust gentleman's entertainment sector in Houston. Very, very, very robust. Emphasis on the word robust.
Robust, yeah.
Yeah. And
I may have to take a trip down there for spring.
Oh yeah. You got to do it. Oh yeah. And as the great Vernon Maxwell said, when Bomani Jones asked him, you know, you're a guy from Florida. Why is Houston so important to you? Why do you love Houston? And Vernon Maxwell said, without skipping the beat, it's because of all those Beyoncés down there.
Yeah.
And you can add in all them Beyoncés and all the Megan Thee Stallions.
Ooh,
and Debbie Allen and Felicia Rashad. They're from Houston. I mean, it's Houston. They do it right.
Houston produces talent.
There's some talent down there for sure.
A lot of talent.
Absolutely, for sure. And the food is good too. And really, you definitely want to go to Houston now because by June, it's hell on earth.
Man, who you telling, bro? Who you telling?
I love my hometown. I love everything it stands for. I love the people, and I miss it. But from June to the middle of October, it is damn near uninhabitable. Yet there are 5 million people in the greater Houston area.
There's a reason everybody ain't moving. Put it that way.
There's a reason everybody ain't moving. Let's see here. Jason Tatum made his debut, coming back a little bit shy of 10 months from tearing his Achilles tendon in the playoffs in the season last year. And everybody had the big question. There's two questions. Is he coming back too early? And what is Jason Tatum going to look like? Jason Tatum came back, has played 2 games, Marcus. Yep. And while he's only shooting 37%, he's played 27 minutes in both of those games.
That's a lot, man.
And he scored 35 points in both of those. He scored 35 points total in the 2 games. Seen some highlights. If he's able to continue to play and doesn't have any sort of setback,
Yeah.
And he continues to progress. This is going to be one of the best stories we've seen in the NBA in a long, long time. 10 months out from tearing his Achilles tendon. And in a short sample size here over these last couple of games, he has looked not like a guy who tore his Achilles tendon 10 months ago. It's incredible that he's pulling this off.
Yeah. How long was Clay out? Was he out a full year?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And KD was out a full year too?
Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The only guy who came back in a sort of an accelerated time frame, if you will, was Kobe. But I don't even think Kobe came back. I know he didn't come back, and
he was never the same either.
10 months. Yeah, Jason Tatum. I mean, again, the shooting is not there, and that's I think understandable. But the movement looks like Jason Tatum, without a doubt.
Yeah, I just hope he stays healthy, man. I mean, I know there's a rush to get back. I just don't want to see this dude re-injure himself. I hope they keep his minutes restricted. Playing NBA basketball, it does something to your body, and especially when you get in the playoffs. I just hate to see anything bad happen. But these guys, I mean, the Celtics, they should be favored to win it all. That's what I think.
So far, so good for Jason Tatum. Remarkable story. 2 games, 35 points total in those 2 games in 27 minutes in each of the games, and seems to be no worse for wear. Getting down to the nitty gritty, Utah 116, Warriors 113. Warriors trying to inbound the ball with about 30 seconds left to go in the game. We'll keep you updated as to what's happening in that contest. How about we do some on this date?
Yes, sir.
Let's get into it. On this date, man, we are already at March the 9th. On this date, I know, right? We go all the way back to 1959, where the first Barbie doll was introduced at the American International Toy Fair. It's funny to think that there was a life before Barbie dolls. Like, you think like Barbie dolls have existed since forever. 1959 was a good amount of time ago, but it hasn't always been there. Right. It's crazy that Barbie dolls are a relatively sort of modern. You think about Barbie dolls like you do teddy bears, like it's something that from the old days. But Barbies are relatively new inventions, so to speak, and it was introduced on this date in 1959.
The interesting thing about stuff like Barbie is how it just blows up.
Yeah,
and it just blows up. It becomes an institution, and a cultural icon.
Yep.
Something as simple as a doll, and it's not like there weren't other dolls.
Right. Yeah.
What was it about the Barbie? Was it that she was supposed to be a modern woman in 1950? Like, I'm really interested in the history of this doll and how it became to be so big.
I mean, when you think about American commerce, I mean, the Barbie doll is one of the greatest stories of all time because it just seems on its surface it's just a regular ass doll, but it's not only was it attractive to little girls of all skin colors. And then they eventually came up with black Barbie dolls, but it's something that has stood the test of time, to where it's still, as far as its cultural impact. I mean, hell, the Barbie movie a few years ago was a wild success, and it's a little bit different now with kids, but Barbie doll is still hot as fish grease, man. It's crazy that it's something so simple, and maybe that's the thing. Now that I sort of talk this through in my head and out loud. Maybe it is just the simplicity, like the teddy bear, where it's just something that is just so simple yet so unique. It speaks, not literally, but it speaks and it has staying power. It is normally the things that are the simplest are the ones that usually have the staying power.
100%. It actually kind of pisses me off. I sit around thinking all the time, what can I come up with that'll make me a billionaire? And these dudes, let me just make a doll. And I'll be worth billions of dollars. I'm sitting there thinking about what kind of app can I come up with? And he's like, let's just get a doll, a little white chick, throw a little dress on her, give her some maybe let's throw a little fake boyfriend in there, Ken.
And it
We can
worked.
have some, it's just it pisses me off so much.
And it worked. And it worked like a charm, and it's still working to this day. On this date, March 9th, 1959, the Barbie doll was introduced at the American International Toy Fair. On this date in 1987, U2 released the Joshua Tree.
Yeah.
I am not a U2
Yeah.
fan. It just don't speak to me. However, I'll move this graphic here. The first 4 songs on this album,
Yeah.
it's just banger after banger after banger. Where the streets have no name, I still haven't found what I'm looking for. With or without you, Bullet to Blue Sky.
Those don't suck, dude.
They don't, but man, let me tell you something. I don't know if you can find an album. I'm sure there are albums out there. I'm sure the Beatles have pulled it off. Maybe the Rolling Stones, Stevie Wonder, I'm sure has pulled it off. I'm sure Prince and Michael Jackson have done so as well. But those first 4 songs on the Joshua Tree, undeniable, like the totality of the album for sure.
And what's interesting about that Joshua Tree album, I remember my graduation year, and I remember like it kind of exploded out of nowhere. Like just it was such an unexpected thing that it would blow up the way it did.
Yeah. I mean, it was one of the fastest selling albums. And U2 put out some good stuff before and put out some good U2's debut, I think, is one of the greatest debut albums of all time. And U2 put out some good stuff after the Joshua Tree. I don't know. I think this one, the songs are undeniable. But I think this one hit. It was the right group making the right music at the absolute right time. Obviously MTV was still kicking, and so U2, particularly Bono, they look good on television. They look good, like a lot of bands where you go, man, I don't know, those guys visually are not the most appealing thing. U2 look good on your television screen. So they had the look. They had the actual music, they had the sound, and the videos, right? And they had the lyrics. It was the total package. Like I said, I don't consider myself to be a U2 fan, but if I had to listen to one U2 album or say one gets my attention, it's the Joshua Tree, which came out on this day, March 9th, 1987.
I don't think you're alone. That's a great album.
Yeah, fantastic album. On this date in 1990, the cinematic classic House Party. Yeah, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
House Party hit theaters. Did I go and see this on the Friday that it came out? Absolutely. And I wasn't alone. And did I eventually get myself a high flat top like Kid from Kid and Play? Of course I did. Are there pictures of it? Yes. Will you see them? Absolutely not. No. But here's the thing: I couldn't dance like Kid and Play, and they were the hottest thing going in 1990. So I had to do something. So I had the high top, commodity cheese flat top, and I also wore polka dot because Kwame was big in the streets.
Kwame was my dude. Oh man, what's interesting, and this is at a point in cinema when they didn't really understand the power and the allure of hip hop music, because hip hop was just becoming mainstream.
Yeah.
And there was just a string of quote unquote hip hop movies that kept coming out, and they kept being surprised at how successful they were.
Yeah.
And this is one of the first. In House Party 2, Martin was stealing every scene that he was in. Full Force was in that. Oh man.
The great Robin Harris.
Tisha
Campbell. Absolutely, man. Yeah, man. And you know what? And here's the thing. It's been a few years since I've seen it, but I've run across House Party recently. Yeah. What's fantastic about it's not as sad, but it's our generation's Cooley High, where it showed young black teenagers, because House Party, so I was a freshman in college, to show young black teenagers and the music being the soundtrack, to show us on a movie screen, and to show our culture, and to show the music that we liked, and to show our fashion, and to show the dances that we were doing. It was huge. Like it was
House
cool to
party
see a
culture in
movie.
general.
Right. The house
Those
party
are the
culture.
big house
Exactly.
parties. Yeah. They hadn't seen that.
Exactly. Right.
I don't
So-
even know if they still have house parties, but when we
well, you know what they do now is that they find Airbnbs and then spam the invite on whatever social media platform these young Thundercats are using, and then they trash the house. But yeah, to show the whole house party culture, it was cool to see our culture at that time be put up there on the big screen, and that's why it made so much money. And it's a good story too. It still holds up. The humor is still there. The music is not dated. The dances, even though people don't really get down like that anymore, it's not dated. The actual dance scene in the house party, party, I think is a really good bit of cinema. So it was, just thinking back on it, it was really cool to see our culture, where we were, as far as hip hop and rap was concerned, and the fashion and all of that, the hairstyles. It was cool to see that represented in a positive way, and in a way where there was, and because I believe Reginald Hudlin, maybe it was the Hudlin brothers.
Yes, it was.
Where it was that the culture was being revered, and it was being shown in the right way, if that makes sense.
It makes complete sense, and it wasn't a hood movie, which is the other thing.
And there's a place for that for sure. Yes, but it was nice that wasn't forced into House Party, because that's not what it was.
Yep. And that's what I liked about it, was like, because that was also a period where we're getting a bunch of hood movies, which I'm not anti those. I love them, but I like seeing this other side of it. And this came out, and then right after that, Boys in the Hood comes out. Like we got to see this mosaic of Black culture that folks really had only heard about.
Yep.
And they had only heard about it in songs.
Yep.
And they got to see it portrayed on screen, which I love that, man.
No, man. The cinematic classic House Party came out on this date in 1990. On this date in 1997, I consider this man to be the greatest rapper of all time. We lost Christopher Wallace, a.k.a. the Notorious Big, murdered in front of the Peterson Automotive Museum in L.A. After at an after party following the Soul Train Awards. Yeah. Biggie was only 24 years old. His murderer has yet to be identified, captured, and incarcerated. Hopefully that wrong will be righted.
Well, I can say this since we're in the barbershop. It was Suge Knight. For sure. 100%.
As for folks who get rid of the big picture, Marcus is getting a haircut. So just by default, his house where he's getting his haircut is now turned into the barbershop. And yes, if we were just keeping it, we're going with barbershop rules. It was Suge Knight that murdered.
Absolutely.
B.I.G. Suge should pay for that crime, quite frankly.
Yeah, he's sitting in the pen now. I don't think he's very healthy either. No, I think he's like going blind or some shit while he's in jail.
Oh, really? So sad. So sad.
But, you know what's really sad and what's really pathetic about the whole Suge Knight situation was that, just as a black man watching him, that death row could have been something incredible.
Oh my God, yeah.
If only he had just stuck to the business side of it, he could have done all the things he did with that company without all the other gangster bullshit. And it's just situations where you got too big, too fast, with nothing but young 24, 25-year-olds running everything. It really is one of the great woulda, coulda, shouldas of all time.
Yeah. But Suge Knight was a sociopath.
Yeah.
A sociopath.
Yeah.
Sociopath. And if you have that tendency, all of a sudden you add in power, you add in money, you add in all those trappings. What that does is that only highlights if you're not if you're not the right kind of person, it only highlights those negative tendencies. It only emboldens those negative tendencies. When you have the amount of money and the amount of power that those guys had, all of that terrible antisocial behavior is either going to be you can either pay enough people off, you can buy your way out of problems, or you have enough money and power to where people will shield their eyes and look the other way at your deviant antisocial behavior, hitting women and assaulting people and killing people, all in the name of a record company. So yeah, man, it's just thinking about House Party and how it all seems so cool.
Money doesn't change you; it exposes.
No. It only highlights you, good and or bad. How in 1990 House Party it all seemed so good and it seemed like it was the sky was the limit. There was something wholesome about it. And then you get to 1997 and we lose Big, and then we lose Tupac, and then it just I'm not saying it spiraled, but you go from sort of those innocent times of 80s rap into what we got into the early 90s, and then you get to 1997 on this date losing Big and losing Tupac. It seems like in the 60s where you had the hippie culture and we're all going to band together and we're all going to get along, and then you lose King, and then you lose X, and then you lose Bobby Kennedy, and then you have the Manson murders, and then you have Altamont, and you're like, okay, that's the end of that. We went from Sugar Hill Gang to Curtis Blow to Run DMC to to the Beastie Boys to the whole to Kid and Play and House Party. And it was all great, and then we got Suge, and then we got Puff, and then we lost Tupac, and then we lost Biggie, and it was just like, well, fuck it. Oh well, what are we gonna do? So on this date, lost, I believe, the greatest rapper of all time. We lost Christopher Wallace, Notorious Big. Gunned down in LA. He was only 24 years old. Wrapping up on this date before we get to the best thing that I have seen today. On this date in 2020, Rudy Gobert instantly became the most hated man in the United States of America.
So stupid. So stupid.
Yeah. This is a few days before the NBA and then I was about to say the Western world, but really the entirety of the world shut down due to the COVID-19 virus. Rudy Gobert being interviewed, and we didn't know this until later. He had the COVID-19 virus.
And got everybody sick.
But because he's such a hilarious guy, and of course, I don't mean that he's hilarious, because he's such a hilarious guy, he gets up from this post-game interview and decides to come back, touch all the microphones, thinking he's funny, and then he scrambles out of the room. Come to find out, he had COVID, got everybody sick, in essence got the league shut down, and then ruined everybody's time. On this date, March 9th, 2020, Rudy Gobert gave everybody the idea of when he gets choked by Draymond Green, you go, yeah, he shouldn't be choked, but it couldn't happen to a nicer guy because he decided to do this on March 9th, 2020.
Yeah, that's why Donovan Mitchell hates him so much now.
You ain't lying.
I certainly hope that they don't throw this dude up there for Defensive Player of the Year again. Like, I've had about enough of it.
Oh, you can throw him up there, but Victor Wembanyama's going to win it.
Well, I just don't want him to even be in the running in the discussion. Like, I'm tired of it. Like the fact, what does he have? 4 Defensive Player of the Year awards now?
That sounds about right.
That's insane. That's insane. Right. Like, no one is afraid of Rudy Gobert. No one is afraid of Rudy Gobert.
Yeah. Well, you know what? They don't believe that getting blocked by Rudy Gobert is some big embarrassment. Like, whatever, you got me. It's worth making the trip into the lane to challenge him because the penalty is not all that severe, and you might end up catching a body where everybody's going to go, well, that couldn't have happened to a better person.
Yeah. I remember that time he tried to guard Steph on the perimeter and got molded. so embarrassed.
But that was an unfair fight, though. You can't.
Of course it was. Like,
Again, couldn't happen to a better person, but that was an unfair fight. that's like Steph trying to post up Gobert. That'd be an unfair fight. But yeah, it was fun to see Gobert get have tire tracks all over him. Warriors unable to finish their 3-game road trip with a winning record. They lose 119 to 116 to the actively tanking Utah Jazz. So there we go. On this date, March 9th, 1959, first Barbie doll was introduced. In 1987, U2 released The Joshua Tree. 1990, House Party was released in theaters. In 1997, Christopher Wallace, a.k.a. the Notorious Big, was murdered in Los Angeles. And in 2020, Rudy Gobert started a global pandemic. Am I being unfair to say that Rudy Gobert started a global pandemic? Sure I am, but it's Rudy Gobert.
We in the shop, baby. Everything is fair game.
That's right. I just want to point out before we get to the best thing that I've seen today, and I'm going to take myself off the screen. You notice, first off, Marcus is getting that straight edge razor. He's getting the beard lined up, but you saw the hairline. You saw that with the razor. Now, see, that's how you know Marcus has a strong hairline. Because if your barber go up there with the straight edge razor, you trust your barber explicitly, and you know he's not going to push your stuff back.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Come on, straight edge razor on the hairline. Come on now, let me lay out here.
No, it's not bad. Okay, Chaz. Trying to let you know.
And we're gonna let people know because there's a lot of cats out there. Jalen Rose. There's a lot of cats out there faking and perpetrating, putting that Beijing in their head and in their beard because they don't want you to see the wisdom. They don't want you to see the gray, right? You notice that Marcus' hairline is strong. They ain't spraying none of that none of that octopus ink in his head. He not getting that stuff on his beard. Keeping it real. They ain't getting that male BBL on his face.
Hell no. You know what? I've always said, like, once it goes, it goes. I'm
gotta let it go.
Cutting it all off.
Gotta let it go.
I'm completely fine with cutting it all off if I got to. I used to walk around with a bald head for years.
I can't lie though. I have walked by the Just for Men section in Walgreens CVS. Have I slowed down a couple of times to look at it? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
Well, I'll tell you what I've realized, Rod, because I tried the Just for Men, and I realized I just didn't like it. You look at it, and then once it starts growing out, I'm like, nah, I don't really like this.
Yeah,
it's a pain in the ass. I'm just gonna rock this whole gray. It's not the end of the world.
My vanity, while it is strong, does not overcome my inherent laziness. I wouldn't want to do it and have to deal with the upkeep. And also, you could tell guys if you know what you're looking for. You could tell guys who are doing that stuff. And how often do we just like elbow each other? Like, you see, you doing that shit. Like, I don't want nobody doing that to me. Dude. I don't want to be on your television and you're like, is Rod B doing something to his hair and his beard?
Especially when dudes have this, it is hella dark. Like, it's hella dark. Like, bro, your hair is not that goddamn dark.
Jalen Rose. Hey, man, Jalen Rose and I are the exact same age. How come his hair and his beard are as black as the Ace of Spades? He's the one guy that has not fallen victim to Father Time sprinkling some gray in his hair and his beard.
That's why I won't do it, Rod. That's why I won't do it. Like, I'm gonna age out gracefully and cross my fingers for the best.
To each his own, but I can't be faking the funk out there.
No, man.
I cannot be doing it. We always end the show with the best thing that I've seen today. If I would have known Marcus was going to get a haircut on the show, that would have qualified as the best thing I've seen today. But I see something on the internets, and it becomes the best thing that I've seen today. And I share it with you in hopes that it will be the best thing that you will have seen today. Netflix is spending our subscriber money on a new series about dinosaurs. And
I saw this.
Yeah, and
Morgan Freeman. I started watching over the weekend.
And Morgan Freeman is the voice, is the voiceover guy for the series, and I hope I have it, which I don't know if I do. So give me 1 second. I believe I do have it. Here we go. It is.
Are the patient.
It's the outtakes of Morgan Freeman. Exactly right. It's the outtakes of Morgan Freeman narrating the upcoming.
Morgan Freeman has outtakes.
Exactly. The voice of God.
That's up.
Outtakes from the upcoming Netflix series about dinosaurs, and Morgan Freeman cussing in these outtakes. It's the best thing that I have seen today.
Tartars are the patient ones. Ooh, beast. How do you say that? Aramborginian Plananda. Majestic creatures. Giants. Gandalf. Now what are those? Uteranus? Let's say Uteranus. Anus sounds like a strange names they give them. I'm Morgan Freeman. No, sorry. Let me do it again. I'm Morgan Freeman, and I'm back.
So there you go. Outtakes from Morgan Freeman narrating the Dinosaurs series that's on Netflix. That's the best thing I've seen today.
I love that. I can't get enough of Morgan Freeman. Man, they need to go ahead and sell that separately somewhere. Just cussing out the dinosaurs. That'd be sweet.
And you know Morgan Freeman can cuss. All right.
Hell yeah.
And an old black man from Mississippi. Oh, he is a Jedi when it comes to cuss words. For certain. For absolute certain. So there you go. That is the best thing that I have seen today. And that will wrap up the Monday edition of Quality Hang. And look at that. The timing is impeccable because the finishing touches being put on Marcus's haircut and his beard trim. Is that it?
That it? What timing?
Come on, man.
It's
like we know what we're doing. I'm gonna maximize Marcus one more time. Let's let everybody see. Everybody see.
Got no nose hairs, people. He's good.
Thank God I have any nose hairs. Goodness.
No nose hairs.
Nose. You get to be this age. Nose hair and ear hair is just abandon your existence.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. They didn't tell us anything about that. It's crazy how you can stop growing hair in your head, yet your nose and your ear produces tufts of hair that are visible from space. That's fantastic. Isn't aging wonderful?
It's terrible. It's the worst part about getting old is that. Not I'm a prostate.
It's not the constant backaches.
No.
It's not having to get up 2 or 3 times in the middle of the night to go use the bathroom. It's nose hair and it's ear hair. Yeah.
It's terrible, bro.
There you go. There you go, kids. Don't get old.
That is the remedy.
All right, everybody. Before we get out of here, as always, we'd like to thank our presenting sponsor, the fine folks at Hop Monk Taverns. 3 locations to choose from: Sonoma, Sebastopol, and in Novato. Check them out online at hopmonk.com. Better yet, follow them on all the socials. Even better than that, stop by one of the 3 locations in Sonoma, Sebastopol, or in Novato. Marcus, shout out your boy one more time.
Chezzy Chaz, cut me up
in the building, man. Much love to y'all, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
We gonna hear some music from him at some point.
Yeah, man. We're gonna get his Instagram, his Twitter, and all that kind of good stuff out there, man. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, everybody, have yourselves man, Marcus, clean as the come on, man. Cleaner than a board of health, sharp as a and I'm out here. Look at my. It's embarrassing. You are shaming me into going to see my man Tino just because I haven't been on TV on the regular. I decided to let my shit go.
At that time,
and I'm out here looking all woolly bully, embarrassing my mama and Marcus out here with the freshest. That cut so fresh you gotta slap it. I'm going to get a haircut. I'll see, man. I see you guys down the road. I mean, don't forget. Be good and be good at it. We'll see you. Bye.